What's going on Copywriting Call Podcast? Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy guy himself. And today we're talking about how you have to have the heart of a child into the kingdom of heaven, but how this goes into business though. Okay. So they do say you have to have a heart of a child in order to enter the kingdom of heaven. If you don't know, not familiar with that saying, I'm just telling you that right now. And you may not be too into the Bible. If you listen to my podcast, I speak my Bible rants a little bit as well, and how I connect them to real world things and the metaphysical dictionary and all stuff like that. And you are in business and you're wondering how you can get your business to, basically grow or build that strong foundation for your business. Well, that's what I'm telling you. You have to have a heart of a servant/child in business in order for your business to really pop, right? It has to be more than the money, right? Now, you definitely do need money for your business to grow, right? So I'm not telling you not to charge people. That is not what I'm saying, because people might get that wrong. Like, oh, so you're telling me not to charge people for making my money and stuff like that? How can I? Because I just had this conversation with somebody, right? It's funny. I'm gonna just a little story right here. I had that conversation with one of the managers, right, at one of the locations. And I was talking to him and he was like, yeah, I feel like sometimes sales and stuff like that, you think, it may be like a moral thing. And I'm like, how so? This is your job. Your job, most salespeople, everything is a business. You know that you have to pitch stuff. It's just a business. It's just how it is. I asked them this. I said, yo, listen, you just had a baby, right? Does your baby, like when you went to go get, when, your girl was pregnant or whatever, and you went to the doctor, was it free? He was like, no. I was like, exactly. And that's like giving birth. That's bringing life into this world. You telling me that's not free, or even at a low cost, like, that they're charging more than what it costs to do all this stuff, right? For the equipment and everything. He's like, yeah. I was like, exactly, bro. It's not a matter of, if it's a moral code or nothing like that. You can say the same thing about selling crack. I said, first of all, that's something completely different, but you know what I mean? It's just a matter of what you're going to do. Are you going to feed your family, or are you going to worry about having a moral code? Like, oh, I don't want to sell to people because they may not need whatever my service is and stuff like that. If they're willing to buy it, it's a need for it. That's first of all. Secondly, you are looked upon worse if you cannot feed your family rather than your moral code. Oh, I didn't sell to that person because, they told me they struggle every single month. Even though they said they're willing to pay this much for their thing, they just lost their job, this, that, and the third, da. Okay. You're not selling them? Okay. But then let's say that's the thing that gets you your family dinner at night. So now your family's not eating at night now. Are you going to provide for your family, or are you going to not? I mean, you need money. Money has to circulate. Literally, you need money to circulate. Like anything. It's energy, really, right? So it has to be transferred and transformed. It cannot be destroyed or created, right? So that's what I mean. Like, money is needed. That's true. But also, too, you have to have that heart of a child, right? It's not all about the money. Focus on something else and the money comes, right? I just had this conversation yesterday when I was meeting up with this guy. We were talking about how we do a joint venture, a friend of mine, Kendrick. And we were talking and I was like, listen, he was like, yeah, right now I'm at this amount a month. I'm not going to say his business, so how much he makes a month. And I was like, yo, be honest with you, bro, I kind of started my business from scratch. Like, I probably made like a couple $100 this past month for my business, if that. But I felt like I built a stronger foundation. I built stronger relationships, which I didn't have before. And now, like I'm telling you, my ultimate goal is really to just change life. Like, I'm more effective on changing the lives of people. I'm not really worried about, at this moment, it's not a dire need of money. If you are starting a business because you want to make more money, it's a problem. It really is, because you're not going to make money in the beginning. This is how it is. Most businesses they're not profitable in the first year. You know what I mean? And most people, like I said, I told him this exact story. Eric Thomas was posting free YouTube videos, free content for 18 years before he blew up immediately and became a millionaire. 18 years. Let me just tell you that. 18 years, right? You know how crazy that is? I mean, bro, literally not 18 months, not a year and a half. I'm talking about 18 years. He was focused on just having fun. Kids don't worry about the money when they're doing stuff, when they're worrying about their, what you're going to be when you grow. Oh, I'm going to be a doctor because they make this amount of money. No, they're doing stuff because they love to do it. have the heart of a child. And I'm going to talk about the heart of a servant. So look, just recapping this a little bit, right? In order to be successful in business, you have to have the heart of a child slash, servant in business. First of all, to enter the kingdom of heaven, they talk about you need to have the heart of a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. But it's also in business to be successful because, like, children, like I said, you do need money for a business to flow, right? You not feeding your family is worse than, you having a moral code because you don't want to sell this person because he may not necessarily need it. If he's willing to buy it, he needs it. You know what I mean? So think of that whenever you're selling. But having a heart of a child, because it's like, really enjoy the process too as well. The person who loves the journey will always make it further than the person that loves the destination. Children, when they talk about what they want to be when they grow up, they don't talk about, I want to be a doctor because they're making multiple six figures. No, they say that because they love playing the game of doctor or whatever, right? So truly love what you do. Focus on the impact. Focus on the why, and success will come. Money will always come after that, right? Now, when I say have the heart of a servant, I kind of was talking about that a little bit. Is like, I talked about that before previously in my episode, right? Help the person to the fullest, because customer experience, client experience kind of goes hand in hand with sales. It's not like immediate though, but it's like, customer experience does happen with sales. Like, people trust you when you are able to help them. It's a give to get relationship. That's another thing I was talking about, right? I was like, I was talking to him, I'm like, you talk about this, and you talk about that. You talk about what you need. But then the question is, what are you giving them? You cannot ask for something. First of all, like, I literally, personally myself can't do it, but like, you literally cannot ask for something and not give something in advance, right? Like, you cannot, like, you have to give to get. And that's how you build relationships too as well, especially business relationships, right? You have to give something to get something, and give something without the idea of, I have to get something in return. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Like me posting all this content, I'm not getting paid. Well, I pay maybe 1 cent every time someone watches the podcast because of some type of advertisement. 1 cent. And it's like, but that's not what I'm getting. You know what I mean? But I'm not being a millionaire off of it. I just get 1 cent from it. You know what I mean? So it's like having at the heart of a child and serve, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm constantly giving though. I'm constantly giving free game, free content, putting people on here. Now I'm doing guest interviews and stuff like that for my podcast. All that stuff just to get more people, just to give, you know what I mean? Put people as experts on here, highlight people's businesses, highlight people's, achievements and stuff like that. I'm giving, having the heart of a servant. I know it will always come back to me because I'm building the strong foundation. When you constantly just work, E.T. said it best. At a certain time, this game is not about who's better than who. It's about stamina. Who's going to outlast who, right? So it's like having a heart of a servant is constantly giving without even. I've been at this thing for, so I started podcasts before, quit. Did this before, quit. Did this before, quit. I kept quitting. No, I stopped that now. Now what I'm doing is I'm at it, and I'm staying at it though. I'm staying adamant with it now, right? So it's like, I'm like, you know what? I've been at this for, this was my goal in 2022, start 22, January. That was season 1. I am now in season 9. Every month is a new season. 9 months in consistently doing it. It took me 9 months to get to 1,000, listens or whatever. That's cool though. But now I'm on Apple Podcasts. Now I'm on, my YouTube channel's growing. Now I'm getting a better feeling for it. I'm getting my flow. I'm not scared to talk on camera. I'm getting people who I've never met before, in person. So, I see you doing your thing out there. Not even I never met in person, but people I don't talk to like that. I see you doing your thing on your podcast, stuff like that. Like, all of this stuff it's all coming together. It's all coming together great, and I love it. Because it's like I said, it's because I have a heart of a servant. I'm just putting out there, putting in the work, putting in the consistency, putting in the stamina. Right now, you're probably asleep right now. You know what I mean? I'm not waking up at 3 o'clock, just, quite yet. I'm not on my ET time yet. You know what I mean? But I'm Carlos, though. I'm Loso 2.0. I'm the copy guy. I am, I'm not ET the hip hop preacher. So he may do it that time. I just do it when I can wake up. You feel me? But it's just like, yeah. I just have that heart right there, that heart of a servant, and I'm constantly just giving. And that's all it's about, honestly, to me personally. It's just ability to give. And when you just keep giving to something, eventually people start asking for it. But you have to be consistent with it, though. You know what I mean? You can't just, wake up like consuming all this content. Eventually, when people keep consuming all your content, they're going to be like, you know what? This person is an expert. I know I kind of went on a ramble a little bit. It's a lot of stuff to do. I'm not going to hold you all day, though. Just remember, have a heart of a child in business in order to be successful. And that's how you enter into the kingdom of heaven. So that's really all I had today, man. I want you guys to subscribe to this channel if you watch it on YouTube, like, share, comment below. You listen to the podcast, rate it 5 stars, comment, whatever you want to do, things you want to listen to, whatever, stuff like that. And I want you guys to keep killing the day. And just remember, you pray for marketing like this. God be God out.